Anne Marie, with all the talk about COVID, the seasonal flu kind of gets lost, but North Attleboro is ready in case people want a flu shot. Talk about that.
Yes, absolutely. So it's real important this year that people get vaccinated, that they protect themselves. It's going to help because the symptoms are so similar to COVID, and right now we're struggling. We're trying to differentiate between cold symptoms and COVID, never mind cold symptoms, flu, and COVID. So one of the best ways to protect yourself is to have a flu shot, to be protected. Now, I actually ran out of flu shots. I gave my entire allotment that I had purchased the last week in September and the first week in October, but I have some back. So, and if there's any resident out there that would like a flu shot, I have it also for children. Children, as you know, are mandated. They need to get a flu shot by the end of December to continue with school. They have had clinics at the school, and I know they are planning a couple of other clinics, or at least one clinic in December, but I do have it available. I try to be flexible so that people can just call up and make an appointment.
How important is it to get the flu shot early during flu season?
Well, that's really hard. Now, when you talk to the manufacturers, they say, oh, it's good for a year, you're fine, you know, it doesn't matter. You can get it in July, you're going to be good. Really, the main impact of the flu we see in the late fall and particularly in the spring. So we want to make sure that you get it ahead of the real flu season. It takes 2 weeks to get full immunity from the shot. So, you know, a lot of times people are coming and getting the shots while we're in the midst of having flu cases. And it will start giving you some protection, but you need at least that 2 weeks. So usually we say come the fall, as the leaves are changing, good time to think about your flu shot. And it's never too late. I tell people it's never too late. I've had people that have come in February when we had a bad case of flu strain that was in the spring. As long as the vaccine, you know, as long as we continue to have vaccine, I'll give it out, and we'd be happy to do that.
You mentioned it's free. I drive by the pharmacies. They have signs, free with most insurance. Does someone need an insurance card to get?
So yes, but no. So what it is that the way that I'm able to purchase vaccine is by billing people's insurances. Most insurances, they want to have their constituents, they want to have them protected, so they provide that without a cost to the person. That's built into their insurance cost, what they pay anyways. But if there is anyone who has no insurance or whose insurance would have a copay, the state they allow their vaccine to be used for people without insurance, whether they just don't have it yet or something like that. So really, I can provide it free, truly, if somebody has a need, their insurance doesn't pay for it or something like that. So that is a way to get it.
Sad to say, COVID is on the rise again. Medical experts were saying that, you know, come fall, come cold weather, second resurgence. It appears as though they were right.
Oh my goodness, yes, huge. You know, not to be real negative, but just it's continuous. We had here in North Attleboro 11 new cases came in overnight last night. We have 57 currently infectious cases. That's huge. I mean, we had been having maybe 10, 11, then we were like 24 for a long time that we were handling as people would go out of their isolation, you know, new cases would come in, but now we're seeing it. There's no clusters per se, because people always ask me, oh, is there clusters, you know, should I watch out where I go? It's just general. It's within families, so we're seeing a lot of family clusters. If one person tests positive, we find out that the other 2 people or 4 people in the house are positive. People just have to do the precautions. I know people are tired. It's been going on a long time. We're feeling like, okay, you know, that vaccine is almost here, so we're going to be good, but not yet. Really now is the time with the holidays and people being inside because it's too cold to do things outside. We really have to keep up our guard.
I think setting a good example is key. Explain how different Thanksgiving is going to be in the Fleming household.
It is a challenge. It is reduced. We generally share Thanksgiving with other family members, so we have to change that up. So rather than going out and being with 12 other people, it has to be very small key with those that we have been around on a regular basis. I know. We also need to wear the masks in public. That's something that is different. Before, people, if they were walking their dog and they knew they weren't going to be around people, they could just have it on themselves. But really, the governor has asked at all times. So when we walk through the lobby here, when I go to and from my car, I need to have my mask on. It's important. For one thing, it sets an example. The last thing we need is someone to see others, well, they're not wearing masks, they're not concerned. The hard part is there is a good number of people that are asymptomatic or have mild symptoms. So sometimes people don't take it seriously. They either don't know someone who's died or been really sick from COVID. So, I hear people say, well, the flu is worse. Well, it might be worse for them, but then they're not talking to the people that I have that have lost loved ones from COVID or are in the hospital because of symptoms. So I try to encourage people, if you're not doing it for yourself, do it for others, do it for those that could potentially, and we'll get through this. We'll work together to do this.